I'm a 56-year-old rural gun-owning white guy, and if Kamala Harris thinks I'll vote for her, she's right. In my opinion, the Electoral College is a threat to democracy. It gave us George W. Bush in 2000 because he didn't even come close to winning the popular vote. And because of that, we invaded Iraq, and we didn't have Al Gore, which means we could have been addressing climate change a long time ago. In 2016, Donald Trump wasn't even remotely close to winning the popular vote, but he became our president because of the Electoral College. So how is it that happens? What is the Electoral College? When our Constitution was being written, it was a necessary compromise. The cleansed version is it kept the high population states from being bullies over the low population states. The reality is it allowed the Southerners to count slaves as 3/5 of a person, and it prevented the northern states from a constitutional amendment down the road that would outlaw slavery. So that's why we have it. What it does, it says that each state gets a certain number of electoral votes. For instance, Colorado, we have 8 members of the U.S. House. We have 2 senators, so we have 10 electoral votes. It's determined by your number of representatives plus your senators. Wyoming has 1 member of the House and 2 senators. They have 3 votes. That's how it works. The Constitution says that each state gets to determine how their votes are sent to Washington to count for president. And most states say if you win our state, you get all of our electoral votes. Some states, Nebraska and Maine, have a system to divide up their electoral votes depending on who wins which congressional districts. I don't know exactly how they work in those states. So that's how it works. And that's why I think it's a danger to democracy. But the good news is, it doesn't have to be. You would think that you have to have a constitutional amendment to change it, but we don't. Because of that clause that says each state can determine how their electoral votes are sent to Washington. There's a National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. Several states have signed on to it, Colorado being one of them. It says that when enough states sign on to it, then the electoral votes from those states will automatically be sent for the winner of the popular vote. So say 8 years from now, we have another nut job like Trump running for president. Suppose he wins Colorado, but he loses the popular vote by a bunch. Well, Colorado would send our electoral votes for the person who won the popular vote. That would negate the Electoral College and possibly save our democracy. So, a lot of folks have asked me to talk about it and explain it, and I hope that was a good enough explanation. I also hope that folks will see that those states that are swing states, or some of the red states like Florida, it could very well go blue. Texas could very well go blue. It's precisely why those states are working so hard to undermine voters, to prevent people from voting, to scare them and stuff, is because they might go blue. So get through this election, folks. Let's keep Trump from becoming president and elect somebody, Kamala Harris, that's going to move us forward. And then after that, we can get to work on more states passing this National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. Good day.